Alrighty guys, thank you guys so much for joining my live stream again. I know I probably got done a little bit earlier than what you guys were anticipating, but once again we are going to continue to do some live coverage, as we head to the evening hours today. I just finished dinner, so, I just didn't realize I was going to get done this quick, so that's why I just decided to go for a few hours. But, let's see, we do currently have a tornado warning in, currently have a tornado warning near Kansas, City. City in Missouri. There we go. Tornado warning in Kansas City, Missouri, as of right now. Just to the north there. I meant to say near Kansas City, Missouri. And as you guys can see, we are currently, watching this area up here, across Atchison, right there, right on the edge of both Missouri and as well as Kansas. And if we look at the velocity scan, we don't. Let's see what this shows. So we don't really have any strong areas of rotation, but this is still going to be something to keep an eye on, as this is still looking to at least be on the concerning side of things. So once again, we are going to continue to watch this very closely. Let's see here. TTV King says, how's Oklahoma? It is, not as active as of right now, but things are likely going to start ramping up, though, as we head into the afternoon hours, however. So that's something we are going to be watching, closely for as we do head into the afternoon, or I meant to say the evening hours today. So, we will be keeping an eye on it very closely, and, of course, make sure to click that like button down below, and as well subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you guys haven't already, like I said, we are going to continue to do some live coverage for today. I just wanted to take a brief break, just to, let you guys know, about, what's happening, and of course, to get some dinner. So, like I said, that's what we are doing for today. And the latest from the Storm Prediction Center has issued another tornado watch currently in effect for parts there of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So if we go back, to the radar again, and if we go ahead, we're just going to quickly go ahead and turn this off for just a quick moment. I just wanted to let you guys know that we do have a tornado watch currently in effect for parts there of Oklahoma. So as you guys can see there, from Kansas City all the way back down into Oklahoma City will be at risk for potential, significant strong tornadoes for today. And so, we definitely will be keeping an eye on it closely. We will continue to watch. Don't really look like it's going to be anything, like, very crazy as of right now, but like I said, we will be watching very closely, though, as we do head into the evening hours today, so make sure you are weather aware. Let's see. But yeah, once again, we do have a tornado warning in effect for Atchison in, both Missouri and as well as Kansas. So it's pretty much, right on the edge of both states. So if you do live in Atchison and Kansas, make sure you are going to your safe spots, as, we are already starting to see, some pretty good, storms around. Keep in mind, though, that, this still does remain a little bit uncertain. But once again, we are going to be continuing to watch these storms very closely. Let's see. And not only that, once again, new tornado watch has been issued for parts there of, Tulsa, back down there towards, parts there of central Oklahoma. So once again, we will continue to watch it very closely as we do head into the afternoon hours today. But once again, still got that tornado warning still in effect for areas to the north there, Kansas City, which once again does include Atchison. So if you guys do live in Atchison, make sure you guys are going to your safe spots, as we will likely see this continuing to be a little bit of a situation. So once again, make sure to be weather aware if you haven't already. And then back down here towards Oklahoma, still got some warnings still in effect, as we will likely start to see some of this start to ramp up a little bit as we do head into the evening hours today. We aren't expecting there to really be anything too crazy for today, but the latest from the radar does still want to show some pretty strong storms with both quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds across both warnings. So once again, we will definitely watch it very closely, as it does look to be on the concerning side of things. And so, yeah, we definitely will watch it, like I said. But once again, we do have that tornado warning still in effect for Atchison, Rushville. So if you do live across those areas, once again, make sure you go into your safe spots, as this is still going to be a pretty big situation overall. But I mean, it just is still a little bit uncertain, like I said, on if this is going to happen. But, like I said, though, we do have a tornado warning in effect for areas just to the north there, Kansas City, Missouri, which does include Atchison. So if you do live in Atchison, make sure you are going to your safe spots, as, this will likely, continue to be, something to keep an eye on very closely. So once again, make sure you are weather aware. But if we go ahead and select a radar, let's go ahead and select this one down there so we can see what's happening. And I mean, yeah, this last storm is getting pretty close to pushing there towards Kansas City, Missouri. It's been a few hours since we last checked, but if we take a look at this by extending it, let's see, I think this is moving about 40 miles per hour still. So, for Kansas City, I'm going to be there in about 90 minutes, so it's moving pretty quick. So once again, make sure to be weather aware. And then not only that, we will also, even continue to see, that chance for core-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, as a new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued for St. Joseph there in Missouri. This goes for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. But once again, if you do live in Atchison, make sure you are going to your safe spots, guys. This, is a pretty big situation, and I'm not kidding about that. You guys need to make sure you guys are taking this very seriously, as we will definitely continue to watch it. So, once again, make sure you are, doing what you're supposed to do whenever there is a tornado warning. And then back down here towards Oklahoma again, we got both Storm Chaser Connor and Storm Chaser Vince Walty still live, and they are storm chasing some storms still, as we will continue to see that potential ramp up as we do head into the evening hours today. So once again, make sure to be watching out for these storms very closely, especially if you do live there in Oklahoma City, as we will likely see this continuing to move towards the east. So once again, make sure, to be watching closely too as well. We also, will be keeping on those storms as well. So once again, make sure to be weather aware, as both will still be capable of producing 1-inch hail and as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds. And feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down in the chat. We will continue to watch all these very closely, as we still look to have that slight concern of maybe, just maybe, a strong tornado or two. Not very much has happened yet, so that's why we're kind of on the edge of things on if things are even going to get active or not, which we still expect things to be, even though it might have not have gotten as bad bad as what it could have been, but like I said, you know, that's why we are live, you know, to cover things like this. So even if it doesn't turn out to be a big day, we are still going to, you know, take this very seriously. So once again, make sure to be weather aware, as we will continue to keep an eye on this closely. And like I said, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down there in the chat. We will definitely answer those anytime, so feel free to do that. But looks like that tornado warning has just expired, so let's go ahead and change our title. Alright, there we go. We finally got our title back to where it was at first. But once again, though, you know, we are still watching a lot of these storms down there towards Oklahoma for that potential of, you know, some 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So we'll continue to watch those very closely, and that does include areas, you know, such as you know, the down here towards, you know, Oklahoma, including, you know, parts there of Kingfisher in Oklahoma. Those will be areas to keep watching for. And we also got another one down here towards Mountain View, all the way up there towards Erkley and Binger in Oklahoma. So if you do live across those areas, make sure to be weather aware, like I said, as, you know, we are going to continue to watch both of those areas very closely. And of course, be indoors and as well as away from windows. And once again, that tornado warning up there did expire, but we are still going to be live, though, because it still is going to be a pretty big storm to watch very closely for. As you know, we still do have that potential for both 60-mile-per-hour winds and, once again, some quarter-size hail. So once again, we will, you know, continue to watch it very closely, as that potential will still be there. So once again, make sure to be weather aware. And once again, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down there in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions about severe weather too as well, you know, throughout this live stream. Like I said, I'll definitely get to goes when we do, so feel free to do that, my friends. Feel free to. But once again, though, you know, we still got, you know, some things ongoing down there towards Oklahoma, such as, you know, this one over there towards Kingfisher. We still got that still in effect, you know, for that potential of 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So once again, make sure to continue to be weather aware across those areas. But we'll also, you know, make sure, you know, that these areas over there also, you know, get something. So but yeah, if we go ahead and, you know, also take a look up there towards Kansas City once again, you know, we are going to be watching very, very, very closely, you know, for that potential of, you know, for just maybe, you know, some tornadoes to, you know, spin up there. Because like I said, you know, we did have that tornado warning in effect, but that does remain very uncertain now. So, you know, we will certainly continue to keep an eye on it, like I said. And, you know, once again, if you do live in Kansas City, Missouri, make sure you are weather aware, as we will continue to watch this storm very closely. We also are going to be watching, other areas too as well for that potential, of some severe weather. Once again, we got places like Atchison and, even up there towards St. Joseph in Missouri. You guys, once again, are under severe thunderstorm warning, so make sure you guys are taking that seriously. We also got some more down here towards Texas and Oklahoma. So, we will also need to be watching those areas down there very closely, as we will have that potential for, some 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So once again, we will be watching it very closely, as this still does continue to look a little bit on the significant side of things. So we will watch that. And then, we also will need to be watching, even these areas up here towards Missouri, like I said, for that potential of that. Let's see. But yeah, we actually did turn the lightning on, by the way. Just to let you guys know about, what has been happening. What is this? Oh wow. So yeah, I'm turning on the lightning so that way you guys can, see about what's happening. But yeah, got some lightning and these storms too as well that we are, still keeping an eye on. And so, we definitely will be watching it closely. And like I said, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down in the chat. We'll definitely, answer those if you guys got anything to leave down below. So like I said, feel free to do that if you haven't already. And, of course, we'll even, continue to stay live for a long time. Like I said, we'll probably stay live for like the next 2 hours. So make sure to stay tuned for all that. And, we'll also, continue to stay live for some other things as well. But once again, we are still watching a lot of these areas very closely, as we will still continue to see that potential, including this storm right there. As you guys can see, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds looks to be the main concern with that one. We got a storm chaser, Corey Gherkin up there. I'm currently looking at the storm and not really seeing anything too crazy with it, but sure is looking quite interesting, so we will continue to keep an eye on that one. We also got, down here towards, Vince Walty, we got quite a bit of, storm activity ongoing across this area right there, as you guys can see. So once again, we will continue to watch that one very closely too as well. And then, we'll also watch areas, even him down here too as well, which is Connor Croft. We'll also be watching that one closely. But oh my goodness, wow, look at that, guys. There is, let's see, let's make sure that is really something right there. But that kind of looks like a brief spin up tornado, guys. That looks like a brief spin up tornado right there. Let's see. And it is rotating. So as long as it's rotating and starting to pick up some things, that could be a tornado, which I'm pretty sure it is. Oh my gosh, is that a tornado right there? I think it is. Oh no, this is bad. So we're gonna go ahead. We're going to go ahead and change our title. Tornado on the ground. Guys, like I said, we currently got a tornado on the ground. Like I said, that little thing back there, which is currently spinning. You guys can see it picking up a little bit of dust back there. We currently got a tornado on the ground back there in Oklahoma, and it's going away pretty quickly, but I mean, geez, that is crazy. And let's see, Connor Croft is located right there. And if we look at the rotation, we do actually have a little area of rotation right there. And if we look at the correlation coefficient, just to make sure this is really a tornado, yeah, we do have a little bit of debris right there. So, you know, not an imminent tornado, but at least enough to where, you know, it is concerning. So once again, we are going to be watching that very closely. And so once again, look at what it shows. You know, still got a little bit of, you know, something happening back there. I'm not really sure if that's still on the ground. Okay, I see it now. That is still on the ground, guys. That is still on the ground, which is bad. I mean, this is crazy. And you know, this is real, guys. We are talking a actual tornado on the ground, pretty much located near Kingfisher. So once again, guys, you guys need to be taking this very seriously. This is not good news. And like I said, you know, right by Kingfisher, we currently got, you know, tornado on the ground, still in Oak, in Oklahoma, Oklahoma. So we definitely are going to still need to watch that very closely. Because you guys can see, we got that debris ball right there. And, you know, if we look at this, like I said, you know, we kind of had that potential tornado on the ground right there. And, you know, so looks like that finally picked up now. So we can change, you know, our title now. So, you know, we did have a tornado on the ground for a brief second, but it turns out that that tornado probably has lifted. It looks like he's still doing a little bit of something about it, because like I said, it was on the ground. But, you know, it does turn out that, you know, it definitely, but it does turn out, you know, that, you know, we don't really see much in the way of any of that happening. But yeah. Oops. Okay, there we go. My camera was down for just a second, but I'm thankfully back now. But anyway, like I said, you know, we are going to be watching these areas very closely still, as, you know, we will have that potential for, you know, for a brief tornado or two. So, you know, we definitely will, once again, need to be watching a lot of these areas very closely, as, you know, these... But just hold on a second. I will be right back. I'll be right back, guys. I apologize. What? Yes. You just interrupted my freaking live stream. But I don't care. Bye. I don't know. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I was just quickly needing you know, to do something real quick. But anyway, if we go back to where we were before, and if we continue what we were doing, we will definitely need to be watching, you know, these areas still very closely for that potential of, you know, some tornadoes. So once again, so let's see. There we go. There we go. We're finally around now. But anyway, we're finally back to normal. But like I said, we will be watching that potential for, a few brief spin-up tornadoes, across a lot of these areas, which once again, we currently do have, some storms ongoing across parts there of Oklahoma, capable of producing some ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So once again, we are going to be watching those areas very closely. We also do have some severe warnings currently in effect for areas like Arkansas City, Silverdale, Maple City, Vinton, Dexter, Tisdale, New Salem, and even Burden in Kansas. So if you guys do live across that area, make sure you guys are in your safe spots, as we could definitely see that potential of 60-mile-per-hour winds and some hail. So once again, we will need to be watching that very closely. Like I said, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down there in the chat. We will be live for a while, so you can, leave any of that down below at any time. So, feel free to do that. If we look up back up there towards Kansas City again, we currently have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Topeka, and as well as, these other areas in Kansas. And this is, getting very close to starting to impact Kansas City, guys. So we definitely will need to, be keeping an eye on this very closely, as, we could still be seeing that potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and as well as some penny-sized hail. So once again, we will need to be watching this very closely. So let's see, and we also got this guy right here that we can look at just to get a good idea. And wow, his camera's shaking a lot, indicating some strong winds. And that's just the camera outside his window. Looks like that's what's in front of him. So yeah, not looking too crazy, but gosh, that is a pretty big storm, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll definitely continue to watch that one very closely, especially you guys in Topeka. And once again, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down in the chat. We'll, definitely get to those pretty soon. Feel free to do that. But, even some other areas still need to be paying attention very closely, as, we will have that potential for some severe thunderstorms, like I said. So once again, we will need to, definitely be keeping an eye on it closely. And so, yeah, it's definitely something to not be ignoring, as, this still does look to, still be something to keep an eye on very closely. And not only that, if we take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook, at least the latest from it, the tornado watch is going to continue, as there's still that risk for damaging winds and a few tornadoes. So that's something that we are going to continue to watch very closely, across, areas like Kansas City, St. Joseph, down there towards, Butler, and even, Ottawa. You guys need to make sure you guys are still being weather aware, as this does look to continue. But anyway, once again, still got some warnings currently in effect for parts there, of St. Joseph in Missouri, so we will continue to watch those areas closely. We also got severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for places like Topeka, so once again, we will continue to watch that very closely. But once again, we will continue to watch this area, very closely, as we still have that potential, for once again some pretty big storms. So we will continue to watch that very closely, as that does look to continue. We also, will likely be seeing that potential, for some pretty big storms across a lot of these areas too as well. So once again, we will be watching it, very, very closely, as that potential does still look to continue. And once again, still got that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts there of Missouri, with that potential of 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So we will continue to keep an eye on both of those very closely. Mhm. But once again, though, we are still going to be watching those areas out there to the west closely for that potential of, some damaging winds, and of course some large hail too as well, as, that still does look to be on the concerning side of things. So once again, make sure to continue to be weather aware, as this does still look to, continue. So once again, we will definitely continue to do that, as this does still look to be, quite the concern. So make sure to continue to be weather aware, like I said. But once again, though, still got, severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for places like St. Joseph, down there towards Topeka. Those are heading towards Kansas City, Missouri during the next couple of hours. So once again, we will continue to watch this very closely, as we still got that potential there. And we are talking the potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and, a little bit of penny-sized hail too as well. So we will continue to watch that one very closely. Down here towards Oklahoma again, we got some severe warnings still in effect for ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds for areas northwest and southwest of Oklahoma City. And then, for areas just to the southeast there of Wichita, we got severe thunderstorm warnings also in effect for quarter size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds once again. So we will also continue to watch those areas very closely, as we do have storm chaser Corey Gherkin in that area, and looks like he's losing a little bit of signal right there, but he's definitely needing to, watch that storm very closely right there, as, got quite a bit, of interesting areas to watch for. But we also are going to be watching these areas, near Topeka, like I said, as we do have that potential for, some 60-mile-per-hour winds and even some penny-sized hail during the next couple of minutes or so. And it looks like this is going to expire in about 20, so we still got a little bit to go before, this does anything crazy. But once again, this is going to continue to move towards the east, towards Kansas City, Missouri during the next few hours. So once again, make sure you are weather aware, as this does still look to continue. But, we also will be keeping an eye out for some other things as well. So make sure to do that. But once again, though, we will continue to watch these other areas as well. We still got quite a bit of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, and I would not be surprised if they did issue some more along this line right here. So once again, make sure you're weather aware if you do live along that line right there, including Osage City there in Kansas. So once again, make sure you are paying attention and, of course, weather aware. Mm-hmm. But we also will need to be watching some of these other areas very closely once again, as we do have that potential once again for still some more severe weather, as these will continue to head towards Kansas City, Missouri. As you guys can see, there's Kansas City, Missouri right there, and those do look to continue to head towards the east. And something cool that I can actually show you guys is the past radar. So if we go ahead and play this out, as you guys can see, it started organizing more and more after every single scan that has been rolling on through. And I mean, it's getting pretty organized right now. Look at that all coming together and really, creating a pretty big line right there. So once again, we will definitely need to keep an eye on it very closely, as that potential still looks to be there as we head to the evening hours today. And once again, tornado watch, it is going to continue, as we still have that risk for damaging winds and once again a couple of tornadoes, so we will watch that very closely. And we also will watch some other things. And if we look at the storm report trend, we only seen about 43 wind reports, 4 hail reports, and almost 0 tornado reports. So we haven't really had any tornadoes today, which is good news, but 0 tornadoes weren't really in the forecast. We're actually expecting quite a bit of strong tornadoes. So we'll have to see what happens as we head to the future. And, it's obviously not a guarantee that we'll end up seeing a strong tornado for today. And I still wouldn't rule it out, but I do kind of want to bring those chances down about seeing a strong tornado for today, as, things don't really look to be as bad as what, we could have been seeing, especially earlier today. So once again, we will continue to keep an eye on that very closely. And so, we definitely will also continue to be weather aware. And like I said, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down in the chat. We will definitely get to those. So feel free to leave any of that down there in the chat if you would like. But yeah, so if we also go ahead and take a look at areas down here towards Louisiana again, I just wanted to let you guys know that there's still some storms ongoing down there towards Shreveport, Louisiana, which aren't really severe, but some of them did actually start to become a little bit more on the severe side of things. So once again, we will continue to watch that area very closely. And we still got, even this area right here to also watch very closely for too as well. Let's see, I'm just going to quickly go ahead and refresh. Okay. Oops. But once again, we are still watching these areas down there, towards Kansas, back down there into, Oklahoma for that potential of severe weather. We aren't expecting anything too crazy, but, we certainly will still continue to keep an eye on it, as that potential still looks to be there. And so, yeah, we'll definitely continue to keep an eye on that. And so, yeah, we also, do have Storm Chaser, Brandon. Let's see, where's Brandon? I forgot where Brandon was. I think he's up there. Okay, that's Corey Gherkin, but there's also down there towards this storm right there. There's Connor Croft, so that's where he is. And, he's currently, storm chasing down there towards Kingfisher, like I said. If we look at his, not really seeing what we saw earlier, but still looking to be on the concerning side of things. And even down there towards part there of the suburbs of Oklahoma City, we do have that, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for core size hail and as well as some 60-mile-per-hour winds. So once again, we will continue to keep an eye on that very closely. But once again, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down there in the chat. Like I said, we'll definitely, continue to watch those areas very closely, as we do head into the next few hours. So, we also, do have even that potential for a tornado still across those areas right next to Kansas City. And it turns out, we have a severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect for areas just to the west there of Kansas City for penny-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So once again, we will continue to watch that very closely. So yeah. But once again, got that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for areas now to the east there of Topeka, for that potential of 60-mile-per-hour winds and some small hail. We also will be watching these areas out ahead of that storm system. And like I said, this, continues to head towards Kansas City. So once again, we will continue to watch those areas very closely as we head into the next few hours. We also are going to be watching, areas down there towards, Topeka and Lawrence and Overland Park for that potential too as well. So once again, we will be watching very closely, as this still looks to continue to move towards the east once again. But like I said, we also do have some severe warnings down here towards parts of Oklahoma, and this does, include, and that does include parts there of, downtown Oklahoma City. And, I apologize, but, we definitely will continue to watch that area very closely once again, as, we are going to continue. But, even down there towards, parts there of, of Ponca City, we are going to continue to watch those areas closely too as well. And then we also do have, Greenola, also currently under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. And I'm sorry about that noise, guys. I'm not sure if you guys heard an alarm or not, but that was just my phone ringing. I apologize for that, guys. And like I said, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down in the chat. Like I said, we'll definitely, continue to keep an eye on those very closely as, we do head to the next few hours. So, we'll definitely watch it. And I'm sorry if you keep hearing that my noise. I just got, several people texting me. So, once again, we will continue to watch that very closely. We also do have one, currently in effect for parts there of St. Joseph heading towards Cameron in Kansas. So we will also continue to watch those areas too, as well as we will still have that potential for, some pretty big storms as well. So once again, we will continue to keep an eye on it very closely. We also still got some severe storms down here towards Oklahoma once again for Ponca City, down there towards Stillwater, Henderson, and as well as some of these other areas. So once again, we are going to continue to watch these areas, very, very closely, as, that potential is likely going to be there for at least some severe storms. And let me just go ahead and fix my camera a little bit. There we go. Got it. But anyway, though, like I said, we are still, going to be watching these areas, very closely for that potential of some severe weather, like I said. So once again, we will continue to watch that very closely. We also are going to be watching areas, down there towards Topeka, and we're also going to be watching areas down there towards Oklahoma City for, once again, that potential for some severe weather. But here, just hold on a minute, guys. I will be right back. All right. I'm fine. I'm finally back now. I'm sorry about that. I just had to quickly do something once again. But anyway, we are still watching these areas over here in places like Missouri and back down there towards Kansas. Once again, we are going to be watching these areas very closely for that potential of some severe weather, like I said. So once again, it doesn't look to be anything too crazy, but we will still continue to watch for that potential of some severe weather these next couple of hours. So once again, we will continue to watch that closely, and I apologize for that. But once again, though, we are gonna continue to watch these areas closely. We are still gonna continue to watch some of these other areas closely too as well. Places like Topeka still under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and as well as some quarter-size hail. So once again, we are gonna continue to watch those areas very closely. We also do have a severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for places like St. Joseph, Cameron. You guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. We also are still watching these areas farther down south for, that potential of, some severe weather. So once again, we are going to continue to watch these areas very closely too, as well as we will have, that potential for, once again, some severe weather. And, once again, it's obviously not a guarantee that we'll see any, strong tornado for today. And that's mainly given the fact that we have not really seen any observed tornado today, besides maybe a brief spin up down there in Oklahoma. That's really the only, possible tornado we really might have had for today. But once again, though, we will continue to watch these areas very closely, as, we are still going to continue to watch. We also are going to be watching up here, towards, once again, Topeka, and these are going to be heading towards Kansas City pretty soon, which is, where I want a lot of you guys to be on high alert. And, this latest severe thunderstorm warning still has that potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds and some penny-sized hail. So we will need to be watching those areas very closely still, as that still does look to be on the concerning side of things. We also will continue to, watch places like, St. Joseph into Cameron. You guys need to also make sure you guys are in your, safe spots too, as well, as once again, we will continue to have that potential around. We also do have, a little bit there, across parts there, where Connor is. He's pretty close to some of those storms as well. So once again, we are going to continue to watch them closely. And I mean, we're seeing a little bit of clear skies where he is, which indicates that the atmosphere could be re-intensifying a little bit. But we still got, some storms ongoing across those areas once again. So we will continue to keep an eye on it very closely, like I said. And once again, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down in the chat. We are going to continue to be live for another 30 minutes or so, just to, make sure everything down here, is safe. Turns out we don't have a lot of warnings just yet, but, we are still going to continue to watch a lot of this very closely. And so once again, make sure you are weather aware for today. If we look at the Storm Prediction Center again, once again, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. And this from the Storm Prediction Center, like I said, hadn't really gotten anything new. But once again, you guys in Kansas City, Topeka, St. Joseph, you guys around that area, you guys, still have that potential for some damaging winds, and as well as some 60 per hour wind gusts, and as well as some tornadoes the next few hours. So like I said, continue to be weather aware as we continue to head into the next few hours. But once again, though, we are, still going to continue to watch a lot of these areas very closely as, we still have that potential, for still, a brief tornado or two to possibly spin up as we do head into the next few hours. So once again, we are going to be watching a lot of these areas very closely. And like I said, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down in the chat. We will continue to watch a lot of that very closely still, as we are still gonna be watching that potential for even a few tornadoes still as we head to the next few hours. And so yeah, we'll definitely continue to keep an eye on it. Haven't checked the velocity for a while, so let's go ahead and check the velocity scan. And the latest from the velocity scan didn't really show really any areas of rotation, but still, once again, we are going to continue to watch these areas closely, as they still do look to be on the concerning side of things. But once again, though, still got, severe storms still in effect for parts there of Topeka. Looks like those have just passed to that area, and they're getting pretty close there to moving on through Kansas City, Missouri. So like I said, you guys in Kansas City, Missouri should continue to stay weather aware. Once again, I would not be surprised if they did issue some severe warnings down this line right there, as it does look like it's going to continue to try to get its act together during the next few hours. So we definitely will continue to watch that area very closely, as that is still looking to be on the concerning side of things. Let's see. But yeah. Once again, though, we are still, going to continue to watch, a lot of these areas closely as, we still will have that, potential of, still some severe weather as we do head into the, next couple of hours. So once again, we will really need to, be keeping an eye on it closely. But like I said, feel free to leave anything down in the chat. We will definitely, like I said, get to anything that you want, as we will continue. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end the stream about now, especially because one, we don't have any tornado warnings currently in effect. Two, is getting pretty late now. It's almost 7 o'clock my time. So I think we're gonna go ahead and end the stream about now. Hope you guys did enjoy my live coverage for today. I even did one earlier which had more people and it was even a little bit longer. So you guys can go ahead and watch that one too as well. And once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys as we head into tomorrow, as I will likely do another weather update tomorrow, as we probably won't be live for it, but we are still planning on doing that. So once again, make sure to stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you guys all have a great day.